Hey there everyone, it's Jordan here from Cinelinks.com. I'm back today with more toy goodness for you guys. Earlier this year, LEGO introduced a new way to play with their sets and the Smart Play system. Of course, they kicked things off with a new line of Star Wars sets to use this technology, and they were kind enough to send me a couple sets. They sent me Darth Vader's TIE Fighter set for the Smart Brick system and Luke's X-Wing, which of course these go really well together. So I thought it'd be fun to open these up, build them together, and of course, like always, I'm going to talk about my thoughts as we do so. So let's go ahead and dive right in and start the building. All right, let's dive right in. Now, normally with these kind of sets, I would do them individually, but since they both kind of work together with the Smart Brick feature, I figured it would make more sense to do them together, especially because they're a little smaller than I thought. Now, this is not something I would normally talk about in a review, but this is the first LEGO set I've had in a little bit, and I don't know if it's something new with this year, because I know they've kind of switched to the paper bags and stuff, which are neat, but the box itself just kind of lifts up from the top, so it's not like it's old school boxes. It's like a gift box type thing that lifts up. I don't know, again, I don't know if it's just for the Smart Bricks or if that's what, you know, all the new sets are like this year, but it's kind of neat. Kind of like it. I like how it's laid out. It's definitely different, but it's not bad. Anyway, that's obviously you're not going to buy it based off that. Let's break down the sets themselves. Let's talk about Darth Vader's TIE Fighter real quick. This set comes in at 473 pieces. It comes with a total of 2 minifigures, Mr. Darth Vader himself and a Rebel fighter. And then on the X-Wing side of things, this one's slightly larger at 581 pieces and a total of 5 different minifigures. You have Luke Skywalker in his pilot gear, you got a Stormtrooper, Princess Leia, R2-D2, and a Rebel ground control guy. A few different things going on here that I think are interesting. One is I like that there is more than just the main model itself. You have all this stuff, even though it's in the one set, so you're still given like a hero and a villain, so you can still have fun with it as opposed to just the ship itself, which would make it a little more difficult to play with if you're a kid. You got to have something to fight and shoot against and all that stuff. Like every LEGO set kind of comes with accessories that, you know, that add to the overall set, but these have a lot more to them. Like with the X-Wing, you have the Imperial turret that goes with it, as well as the little ground control trolley thing. Princess Leia's little display that she has there on Yavin when she's watching the battle unfold. You know, on the TIE Fighter, you know, have something similar with a little Rebel turret and then a little refueling station thing for the TIE Fighter. So you have these little things that add to the overall set, which I think go really well together. What's cool is that even though they're 2 different sets, the you know, Rebel turret here for Darth Vader blends in really well with Princess Leia's display and the little trolley thing that they have here, because, you know, they utilize the same color scheme and stuff like that. It's very obvious that LEGO intended these sets to be more mix and match, which is an interesting way to do it because, you know, especially for so many of their bigger sets, they're all about display and stuff like that. Neither of these took terribly long. Like I said, they're relatively smaller sets, maybe about an hour-ish each, but that's also because I have a new kitten that wanted to keep bugging me while I was trying to build this, so your timing may be a lot quicker. But like I said, these aren't terribly huge sets, so they're relatively quick to put together. But there is some fun builds in here. It's kind of fun how they had to change certain things in the build to make the Smart Brick aspect of things work. That gives some you know, something different for people who are used to building sets that are kind of similar. This is obviously not the first time we've gotten a TIE Fighter or an X-Wing, stuff like that, so it had some unique properties to it. I know the Smart Brick is the main feature here, but I really liked some of the other mechanisms that they built into the machines themselves that I think would appeal to, you know, the older audiences that just enjoy LEGO in general, but are simple enough that younger kids will be able to get in on this and not feel lost either. But the real thing that we need to talk about, of course, is the smart brick feature. Now, each set comes with its own smart brick, but here's what I thought was really neat. It doesn't matter which one goes with which set. So if you happen to lose one, or you're worried about keeping them with their individual sets, it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with that part of it. What really matters is these little smart tags that are both on the tiles that they give you and some of the characters. You'll notice them by this little symbol here on the back. Those are your smart tags for characters that can make noises and stuff too. On the X-Wing one, you get 5 different tiles and things that make different noises, but here on the TIE Fighter, it's the TIE itself and Darth Vader. Now, to activate the brick itself, you have to shake it to kind of wake it up, which of course, you need to make sure that you charge them first. Comes with a cool little charger here, and what's neat about it is it can actually fit a couple of them at the same time. Anyway, once you have that, then it's just a matter of connecting it to the right thing. Whatever tile it's associated with, it will make the noises for. Like this is a little trolley that they use to drive around the Rebel base to refuel the station, stuff like this. So it makes that driving noise as it goes. And of course, once you pull it away, it stops. When it comes to the characters, here's the thing. The characters don't use any of their iconic phrases or anything. It's just kind of gibberish noises, which isn't necessarily bad. It's just, what's the point of having these iconic characters in the smart brick, which allows for talking and communication and stuff, and not use sound clips? I don't know. Probably a licensing issue that would be too complicated, but whatever. As far as, even though these are smaller scale builds, which I know is definitely some of the complaints, LEGO manages to cram a lot of neat stuff in here for the play features. Now, that said, one of the things I always love about LEGO, and what I always look for in a set, is the ability to have both that play and display factor. The smart play system are definitely for play. These are not gonna be as neat for display. Yes, there are some neat aspects to the build, but overall, the smaller, more compact versions that they've made here in order to accommodate the smart brick really make some concessions that throw off the overall display. Just look at the canopies on both, the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter here. They're just kind of wide open so that you can put the brick in there. So sitting on a shelf, it looks like it's an incomplete, TIE Fighter. In terms of play, however, I think it's really neat. The smart brick aspect, like I said, I put it in here. You can hear R2. It knows when you're flying around, stuff like that. Even on this one, you get the shooting factor, which again, this is a cool build to put this functionality in here. So there are really neat things that go into these sets that definitely surprise me. But overall, it's, that price point is really, really tough to justify. You got this Darth Vader set that comes in, right at $70, and the X-Wing set that comes in at $90. And so you've got smaller sets. There's more functionality in terms of the smart brick system, but you're losing some of the display aspects, which is frustrating because at these price points, they don't feel like they're for kids, even though they're clearly designed to be played with more than anything else. Otherwise, honestly, if they were $20 cheaper, I would tell you go out and buy them right now, because they are a lot of fun to play with. I've had a blast. That said, if this is something you're interested in, there's some fun stuff here that I think they could really grow into if they can bring that price point down and maybe expand on the sets a little bit more. Both of these sets, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter and Luke's Red 5 X-Wing, are available right now, both in stores and online. I'll be sure to have some links down in the description below. Well, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, tell all your friends about it. Until next time, keep it tuned here on Cinelinks.com for all your movie, gaming, and geek-related needs.